So what I want to do now, I want to work you into the story of the Newburgh conspiracy. And because of the lighting here, I hate to use my readers, but I actually going to have to put them on now and then, so with apologies. I thought the way to begin would be to offer some quotations to you, and these quotations come from 1782. One of them is from George Washington, written in October 1782, and he commented to a friend, and I quote, "The patience and long sufferance of this army is almost exhausted," quote unquote. He knows he's moving that army in October 1782 into what we know as the final campsite or cantonment, winter campsite 1782, 1783 in the New Windsor, Newburgh area. And he's concerned this army is restive, it's upset, there are issues. In December then, early December of 1782, Washington wrote a friend of his in the Continental Congress, a man by the name of Joseph Jones. "In the course of a few days," and I'm quoting, "Congress will receive an address from the Army on the subject of their grievances. The dissatisfaction of the Army had arisen to a great and alarming height. Heretofore, the officers had actually stood between the soldiery and the public, and at the hazard of their lives, they've quelled very dangerous mutinies." And there were mutinies going on before this time, like the Great Pennsylvania Mutiny of January 1781, followed by New Jersey, just to give you two examples. "But if their documents should be suffered to rise equally high, I know not what. I don't know what the consequences are going to be." Well, just a few days later, 3 representatives of the officer corps of the Continental Army will arrive in Philadelphia, and they are going to present a rather menacing petition, if you want to call it that, a very threatening petition to the Continental Congress. And I just want to give you a little quote from that position, and this is what is the appropriate part of it. By the way, it was written by Henry Knox. I believe you're familiar with Henry Knox. He has something to do with the society. I know, I'm kidding you. But this is what he wrote. "We have borne all that men can bear. Our property is expended. Our private resources are at an end. And our friends are wearied out and disgusted with our incessant applications for credit. Therefore, we say any further experiments on there, that is, the Army's patience, the officers' patience, may have fatal effects," quote unquote. Fatal effects for the young republic that was struggling at that point at the end of 1782, trying to find its way. So let me give you a little more background information that will help make a better sense out of these quotations for you. First of all, the easy part, if you can believe this, was getting to the Declaration of Independence in 1776. The harder part was winning a war in which you could actually then declare that you had accomplished what you said you intended to accomplish. The Continental Army was central to that process. And the Continental Army, and I've worked on books and articles about this, generally speaking, was rather poorly treated by the civilian population. Not getting a lot of support, food, clothing, all sorts of other kinds of support. Think of Valley Forge as an example, where the Army is in just terrible condition. And so there's anger building in the Army toward the civilian population, and that is part of the process.